Hello, my dear friends. Welcome once again to Marriage with Atia's channel. This is your ultimate channel where we discuss everything marriage and family life. And if you are part of this channel, you will enjoy it to the full because your marriage can only grow and grow to the glory of God. So our topic tonight is the forbidden marriage. There are so many marriages that are forbidden by natural and moral laws, and that is what we want to discuss. The marriage between father and daughter, the marriage between mother and son, the marriage between brother and sister, the marriage between close family relations. These are marriages that are forbidden. This is what I call forbidden marriages. What does it mean by being forbidden? It simply means detestable, things that ought not to be, things that are out of the ordinary. That is what we are talking about. So tonight we're going to look at it critically. Why is this important? Because I see it happening here and there. The other time I read a story about a woman in Kenya who actually married her young son, and this is despicable. I also read somewhere about a man in Nigeria who also, when he discovered that he could not have children after his daughter, by the time the daughter was 21, him and the wife convinced the daughter to start having children for the family. And who do you think is the father of the children? The father was actually the father of the children the daughter was having. This is out of the ordinary. This is incest to the highest peak. And that is what we want to discuss today. Incestual marriages, forbidden marriages. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so immediately. There's a red button by my side. Click on it and get subscribed and become part of this awesome channel. How does this thing happen? What gives rise to this kind of thing? Number one, when a family is invaded by the spirit of lust and emotional binge, this is what normally happens. When that lust takes over the whole family, you discover that pornography of all dimensions, both, the ones on tabloid, the ones on A, the ones on radio, on television, everything pornography becomes the norm in such a family. It becomes addictive. Every person is addicted to it, from the man to his wife to his children. There is no self-control. And if you continue with that over a long period of time, there are situations that can give rise to incestual relationships. Because the man may come home drunk, he does not know that the person he wants to have sex with is his daughter. The daughter may come home, tipsy, and may not know that a brother is the one that is, ravaging her. These are situations that are abnormal, and we have seen it happen in families from time to time. We have even seen situations where children are born from, for close family members, like fathers or like mothers, or like close sisters. That of cousins is even on the increase these days. So that's why we need to look at why they actually happen. The second reason why it happens is when you don't get the quality information concerning your potential partner. I know of a man who had a fling with his girlfriend many years ago, close to 20 years ago, and he could not marry the lady even after she got pregnant. They parted ways. And after a long period of time, 20 years to be precise, he was in another city doing business, and he met this young woman and he fell in love with her. As a matter of fact, in his confession, each time he sees this young lady, he feels that there is something between them. There is a kind of affinity. There is a pull. There is something that is pulling them together. And even the young lady confesses the same thing, that anytime she encounters the man, it's like there's something unique between them. Within a period of time, they fell in love. And before you know it, they were having sex almost all the time. And by the time the man now proposed and decided that he actually wants to marry this lady, guess who the parent was? It was his ex-girlfriend that was his woman's mother. So before you go into relationships that will demand both of you expressing your love physically towards one another, you need to investigate. You need to find out clearly. Make sure that there is no blood links. There's no blood links. You need to take out time to do an in-depth research on the person you are falling in love with. It is very, very important, because I have seen over a period of time that this is also one of the reasons why it does happen. I also know the number three, why it happens. It normally happens to people who live a hermitian kind of life. They don't go out there. They're not adventurous enough. They always lock themselves inside. And for one reason or the other, they don't go out there to explore what the society has. They don't go out there to explore what the world outside there is like. Because of that, they are always indoors. Either they are punching their computers or doing some other things. They can hardly go out there. And before you know it, you find a brother in love with a close family sister. Or you find a sister deeply in love with an elder brother. And before you know it, in a period of loss of self-control, they end up having sex, and another thing develops out of it. So these are some of the reasons why it does happen. But I believe that it can be checkmated. I believe that some of these reasons can be aborted, it can be checked. So it is very necessary for us to be very observant as these things begin to happen. And of course, there is a spiritual dimension to it. When you are taken over by the spirit of lust, it can go in diverse ways. That's why people become either kleptomania or nymphomaniacs or all manner of maniacs. A lot of things happen when you are taken over by the spirit of lust. So these are some of the reasons, really. And if we may take this further, I would like us to look at some of the things such persons need to do immediately. You discover, or they discover, that they are involved in an incestual affair. Some of the things they need to do. But before I tell you that, please look at the red button by my side. Click on this red button. Be part of this wonderful channel, and you will be blessed by it, because your marriage will actually receive some of those nuggets that will improve it from time to time. So what are the things you need to do? Immediately you discover that you are in an incestual relationship, the ideal thing to do is to cut off immediately, be separated immediately. I know it is a very powerful emotion. I know that the emotion can be so powerful, so tormenting, so terrible, that to pull apart becomes very, very difficult. But that is the best thing to do. Pull apart, because there is a spirit that is taking you to a place of destruction. Pull apart immediately. Prayerfully pull apart. I know it will take a lot of spiritual investments, but you need to pull apart immediately. That's the very first thing to do. The second thing to do is that you must go to God for mercy and deliverance. For mercy and deliverance. You need the mercy of God, and you need a mighty hand of God coming upon your life as an individual to be delivered from such a powerful emotion. Because sometimes these emotions can be even more powerful than even the normal kind of relationship, because there is a spirit behind it. There's a spirit behind it, and that spirit is meant and it is there to torment you and make you go down instead of going up. So do whatever is necessary to get the mercy of God. Prayerfully seek for the face of God, seek for mercy, and seek for the deliverance. And if you don't know how to achieve that, the second one, all you need to do is to go to a quality church and ask for ministers to help you in the process of prayer. It's very, very important indeed. And of course, the third thing which you need to do is that you have to gather your life together and begin to make sure that those things that gave rise to it are no longer there. If you are too busy with porno, please ensure that you redefine your lifestyle. It is very important. If you are too busy consuming all manner of illicit and terrible materials that may have given rise for such, that may have opened the way for such a spirit to enter you, it is necessary that you redefine your lifestyle and begin to, prayerfully live the normal kind of lifestyle. And believe you me, you will get out of it with ease. And I also realize that in some certain communities, when it is discovered that brother and sister are finding it difficult to part ways, there are some certain communities like my own and like so many communities all over Africa, they do a few cultural rites, a few traditional rites to ensure that such a relationship is normalized, is approved, and then it becomes normal. They normalize it by going through some certain cultural rites, and at the end of it, the entire community and the entire tribe will bless your marriage and allow it to be. So it happens like that in so many communities in Africa. maybe that could be your situation. But I doubt if it is the same situation between a man and his daughter, or between a mother and a son. But I know when it is between a brother and sister, there are so many communities whereby they do this right in order to normalize the situation. I thank you very much for actually taking our time to listen to this edition. Please, if there are things like that in your own community, please pen down, give a comment. I would like to hear one or two commentaries from my viewers. And if there are ways it is done in your community, please feel free to also notify us. I thank you very much for taking our time to listen to this edition. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you next week with another awesome production.